My name's Laura Waghorn. I'm the Training and Development Manager here at LEMD, and we are so excited to have you here as we continue our mission to support healthier, longer lives. So tonight, we're proud to present a special segment. We call it Real Journeys, Real Outcomes, where we share the incredible stories of LEMD patients and brand partners and their transformative experiences with these peptide medications. So these are real people with real stories, and we're honored to highlight their journeys. So we're thrilled to welcome 4 amazing guests. So you're going to hear from 4 incredible people who have not only achieved remarkable health outcomes, but they've also become inspiring advocates for wellness and longevity. So we have Jennifer Penner. Jennifer, she's 53 years old. She's happily married for 30 years, and she adores her 3 dogs who go everywhere with her. She works full-time as a workers' compensation claims examiner, and she is an advanced director with LEMD. So she's dedicated to health and helping others transform their health. We have Gary Simmonds. Now, Gary is originally from Kingston in Jamaica, and he's raised here in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. So Gary is a father of 3, a granddad of 2, and an 8-year Army veteran. And he's also a technology and marketing entrepreneur. And he's achieved an incredible 69-pound weight loss. Okay, 69 pounds in just 5.5 months using peptide therapies. We have Karli Sine. Karli's a mum of 4, an entrepreneur and a dedicated wellness advocate. And she's built a thriving business around GLP-1 peptides with LEMD. She's helping others achieve both their health and financial goals. So Karli's passion for empowering others to transform their lives is truly inspiring. And then we have Latoya Moody. Now, Latoya's 46 years old. She's a nurse practitioner with over 15 years of experience in infectious disease care, and she's a proud graduate of the University of Florida. She's married and a devoted mum to 3 children. And in addition to this, okay, she's also an IFBB pro bodybuilder, and embodying her passion for health, fitness, and empowering others to live their best lives. So get ready to be inspired, motivated, and empowered by these phenomenal individuals. Their journeys remind us of the incredible potential for transformation when health and wellness are prioritized. So guests, thank you for joining us for this special evening. And we just can't wait to share your stories with our guests. So thank you for coming. And Jennifer Penner, I want to start with you first. So you're currently taking Sermorelin, NAD+, and GLP-1s. So what made you decide to start taking these?
Well, I started out obviously with the GLP-1 with the semaglutide, which I've been on it's been just over a year now. And then I recently added in the NAD as well as the Sermorelin. I started with the Sermorelin first. And then added in the NAD about a month later, 6 weeks later. So
fantastic. So what made you actually decide to start your GLP-1 journey?
So I had actually started my weight loss journey, through COVID. We all have the COVID weight and all of that. And I had gained a significant amount of weight. I actually had probably started packing it on pre-COVID. So I can't really totally blame COVID. And in May 2022, I actually had a gastric sleeve procedure done. I went to Mexico. I had that done. I had great success with that. I did lose 47 pounds, but I was still very shy of getting to where I wanted to get. I still probably had another 30 pounds that I wanted to lose. So I tried and I tried, and I just couldn't, and slowly started packing back on the pounds. I actually packed on back another 14 pounds, or regained 14 pounds, I should say. And a very good friend of mine, who we all know, Julie Kelly, I'd been seeing her videos and her TikToks, and we'd shared a lot of the same journeys and a lot of the same stories during the time that we'd worked together and known each other over the past few years prior to this. And I didn't even tell her. I just, I stalked her, and I went in and I ordered, and she's like, oh my gosh, and so I did. And then I actually was a slow loser. I feel like, so when people think that it's, going to happen overnight, it did not for me. I know for some people it does, but I think I lost like 2 pounds the first week, and then I gained back 3 pounds. and the first month. And I didn't start losing weight until probably about week 8. And it slowly started coming off. And that was in no, through just after Thanksgiving of that year. So I started losing weight during the holidays, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And so I ended up losing, and then I was off of the medication for a couple of months. But overall, my journey, I ended up losing where I felt comfortable for me. I've lost 42 pounds in total. And I've been in maintenance mode now for, I'd say, probably 3 months, maybe 4 months. If I went back and looked, but again, I was not a quick, super fast loser. Could I have probably done myself a better service to myself? Maybe. But I did do all the things, and I so believe in this, and that I ended up telling Julie that I've got to share this with people. And I did. And I was so excited. Um, and that's how I started on the semaglutide. And then we've started with these other peptides that I'm really excited about as well.
Yeah, tell us about your journey. So you're taking Sermorelin and NAD plus. So tell us about how that kind of came about. What made you decide to start on those?
So, being in California, we kind of get things last, right? Or one of the states that it's hard to get some of the medications. And so, once, I was solid and doing good on the weight loss journey, I wanted to get back into the gym. I previously I've always kind of worked out. And like 10 years ago, I actually got to the level of being in fitness competitions. Believe it or not, at 43 years old, I was going to get on stage in a bikini with showing off muscles. But that also required me working out literally 3 hours a day, minimum. And my food intake was boiled chicken. It was boiled like turkey. It was like asparagus, fish, nothing good, nothing that you want to eat. I to this day it's hard to go back to eat any of those foods. But I worked out and I worked out, and I mean, I'll admit, for myself, I was pretty impressed. So I decided, after losing this weight, I needed to get back into the gym. And so I started working out, and so I started with the Simmonds, and I feel like my muscle definition has come back fairly quickly for myself. Again, I'm doing this many, many years later, but your muscles, they kind of, they just, they know where they're at. They just have to like come out and remember where they're at. So I actually, there's the definition I'm noticing a lot with the Sermorelin. I take the tablets. So it's a half a tablet under your tongue 5 days a week, and then 2 days off. I'm just finishing up my first 3 months. I may take a quick little break on that, but I added in the NAD. The NAD I added in mainly because my skin. I felt like with the weight loss and probably my age and not having worked out in a few years, I got saggy skin, I'll admit, and I wasn't very happy with that and the elasticity. And I am noticing with taking this NAD that my skin is starting to, it's tightening up. My stomach was a big area that I noticed. And, you kind of, as girls, we're very hard on ourselves, and I'm sure men are too, but I'm a woman, so I know how I feel. And I'm like, I just didn't like it. And I'm starting to notice that the elasticity is getting, I guess, firmer. I feel like it's better. I feel like my face is better. I don't know. I haven't done a ton of research on how it helps with hair. Somebody else may work on that, but my hair, I had, it had thinned out. When anytime you lose a lot of weight in kind of a short amount of time, that can happen. And I've always had thick hair, but I've got all these baby hairs growing back. And I feel like that's helping for hair regrowth. And the NAD for myself personally, it was recommended for me to take 100 units. And that for me, mentally, I hit a roadblock with that. So I actually have broken it down. I take it twice a week. And I take 50 units. I'm going to be increasing that because I should be increasing it by now. And I feel great. I feel energized. I'm not a great sleeper, just because those 3 dogs, they happen to be with us as well, I mean, and so I'm not a great sleeper, but I am finding that even if I'm not getting the amount of sleep that I wish that I still wake up feeling pretty good. Like I still wake up with energy. I get up and I go to the gym at 4 a.m. every day. So, and I was having a struggle bus with that, a while ago. So now I get up and it's non-negotiable. So I really enjoy it.
Oh, I love this. And there's so many comments coming in just saying how fabulous you look.
Oh, thank you.
So
I'm
talk to
like,
me just a little bit more about your GLP-1, like when you first started that, because this is a big question that comes up. Did you experience any side effects?
I did not. I actually have always felt pretty darn good. Maybe the first night, so I've switched my days a couple of times, but I take mine on Sunday evenings. All day long, I'm drinking a ton of water, getting in all the protein. The next morning, on Monday mornings, I can be a little bit nauseous, but not enough to say, am I nauseous? It's kind of like, hmm. And then it goes away and it's fine. I'm sorry, am I still on here?
You are.
Okay, a call's coming in and I'm trying to like get rid of it. Sorry. So anyway, I feel pretty good and I try to really make sure I get the water intake in and yeah, I feel good. And now I've actually been on maintenance. Like I said, I hit my goal weight about 3 months ago. So I've been taking my own maintenance dose of the semaglutide, but I am switching over to microdosing starting next week. My next shot, I'm going to be doing tirzepatide. I've seen a lot of people on here, actually, some of our panelists, I think, are doing microdosing of tirzepatide. I just felt like I'm not ready to quit completely, and I love the benefits. I love that the inflammation is gone. So I want to keep with that. So I'm ready to make that switch and move into the microdosing.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. And congratulations, that's a huge weight loss and you're looking great, you're feeling great. So
Thank you.
that's just a huge win all around.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel great. I feel really, really great. And I'm just so thankful and blessed that this has been made available because I actually did try to get through my doctor, tried to get my doctor to prescribe, the Ozempic, and they wouldn't. They're like, no, you got to go through all this and all this, and I'm like, not doing it, not doing it. I wasn't going to do that, but this has been just such a blessing to me. And my confidence has finally come back, and I feel good. I feel good with being able to see my friends and family feel good as well.
Oh, brilliant. And just thank you for coming on and sharing that. And just
Thank you.
congratulations on all the success you're having.
Thank
Now, I
you.
want to bring Gary on next. And Gary, I know you've been taking GLP-1s as well, plus a few other things. And I'm sure you can mirror some of what Jennifer's just saying about how she's feeling and the weight loss. So can you tell us about your GLP-1 journey? I mean, you're down an incredible 69 pounds. And then tell
Yes.
us about what other peptides you're now taking as well.
I actually love my GLP-1 terzepatide, and that's where I started. So when my neck used to look like a stack of pancakes, and so I have lines in my neck now. See that? I haven't seen lines in my neck in probably 15 years, and my moniker says no more CPAP. That's how happy I am. I was 300 pounds 5.5 months ago, and I didn't know what to do. I'm a long time ago, I was a certified Pilates instructor and a weight management specialist. I used to run a weight loss program and I knew all the things. I know the macros, I know all the stuff, right? But when you have hormonal imbalance or whatever it is digestively, hormonal imbalance doesn't care what you know or used to know or what you used to be. So I was stuck. I was very disappointed, not in myself, but in the fact that I really couldn't find a solution with everything I've been through. And GLP-1 came to me out of the blue. Honestly, it was just the law of attraction. I needed it big time. I was urinating probably twice an hour, probably. I would take a 2 hour drive and have to stop to pee in a bottle like 3 times on a 2 hour trip. That was not good. And I knew better. I just didn't know what was wrong. So I was going to go to my doctor. And I did eventually, but I started on tirzepatide immediately. As soon as I found out what it was, I ordered the first day. I had not heard of GLP-1s before that. I didn't know what an Ozempic was or anything like that. But I knew the friend that introduced it to me. I saw their results and I heard it wasn't a statin drug and I got on it immediately. And the first day I took it, I went to bed. I took it Thursday night and woke up Friday morning, went to the gym immediately. I've always wanted to go back to the gym. I just couldn't. I didn't feel like I had the willpower or the energy. I was just drained, I guess. But I went right to the gym and I noticed that my heart rate was a lot lower. My pulse was low because I'm typically 2.6 on the treadmill incline, 2.6 speed, and my heart rate's typically 118 to 122. For the first time, I hadn't seen it down below like 114, 111 in that range. I hadn't seen my heart rate hit 109. I'm like, what is this? And I went to the gym twice that day. So the first week I lost about 6 pounds. I'm sure half of it was water weight, but it was progress and I was excited. Fast forward, about maybe 2.5, 3 months in, I stopped sleeping with my CPAP. I call that thing a devil with a hose. I couldn't stand it. I tried every which way to get out of that CPAP. I tried humidifiers, lozenges, heat, no heat, cold water, hot water. I couldn't stand that thing. And now it's been in the closet now for 3 months. I could actually breathe at night. And the fact that the FDA said that it's declared to be the treatment for obstructive sleep apnea now, I was like, duh, well, I figured that out on my own. So GLP-1 tirzepatide has been a game changer for me. I'm down 69 pounds now. My BMI has dropped probably 8 or 9 points, so I get to be around for my grandkids a lot longer. I also did a 2-month cycle on NAD plus, nicotinamide adenine. I love NAD. It makes me feel so youthful, guys. And I cycled out of it about a week or two ago. And now I'm on glutathione. Glutathione is a liver detox, the super antioxidant, all those things I don't understand, but I understand the benefits. The first day I took it, I woke up the next morning and pooped out a baby elephant. I was like, where did you come from? I've never seen that before, which was surprising to me because I go. We're all adults on this call, right? I go every day. I have zero issues with going. But I didn't know that was still in my body from I don't know how long. So it's very great for detoxing the liver at the higher level than just normal detoxes. It does add to my energy levels. I don't know how, honestly. I just love some glutathione. And I could talk about these peptides forever. But I feel great and I feel like I have a new lease on life. I look like I'm in my early 30s again and I'm 52 years old.
Oh, we salute you, Gary. Just stand up slightly. Let everybody see your t-shirt.
You see my shirt? Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
this is when I was this is old. This is when I was 52 pounds down, right?
Oh, you've disappeared.
Okay,
Down
we'll
and there you go. Oh, it's
stand
brilliant
up.
though, just seeing the difference in you and the
Yeah,
excitement in your voice of how well you're feeling and how excited you are that you've got time back,
it's a new
essentially.
life. Yeah, people walk past me. They normally used to see my stomach precede me, and they don't see that anymore. It's like my bodyguard. But no, I'm just me now. And people walk past me and go, "Is it Gary?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the new me."
It's the new you. Well, it is the old you. You just found yourself again.
Yes, thank greatness for LAMD
Yeah.
and Honest Gary and all of you that put this together. I honestly feel it was a life and death situation for me. I felt really bad because I didn't know what else to do. And, my granddaughters are going to get to have me around for a lot longer. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. So I just want to quickly ask you because Jennifer said like NAD plus, she was recommended to take the 100. What was you taking? Because Jennifer said she split hers up into two. How did you take your NAD plus?
They started me on 50 for like the first 4 weeks and then 75. And, I didn't have any side effects. I felt a little winded the first time I took it because it does rev your metabolism. And, once it kicked in, I was like Johnny on the spot. I feel that youthful energy. I had less gray hairs. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't pay attention to it. Cindy Crater's husband said, ask Gary if he noticed fewer gray hairs in his beard. I was like, dude, yes, I do. Then I had another a friend, well, Latoya had a customer. She was having me to talk to a prospect, a friend, because it's all about the products here. Everybody's not in LMD for the business. It's about the products and how it changes people's lives. And so she asked me about tinnitus, the ringing in the ears and stuff. I said, I don't know if it really helps with that. I don't have any experience with that. And I said, wait a minute. Yes, I do. I forgot. That's my medical disability from the military, VA. That's the only thing they cleared me for. They wouldn't clear me for anything else, but they cleared me for tinnitus. I literally forgot that I had tinnitus. I haven't heard any ringing, and I don't know which one of these products did it, but I know in 5 months I have not had that conversation. If I had to guess, I'm probably thinking it might be the NAD plus, because it's so neuroregenerative and it deals with, neurological pathways and things I don't understand. I just know I don't have any ringing and I'm too sexy for myself now. So I'm really happy.
I love it. And I love that confidence. I love it. Love it. Now, speaking of Latoya, obviously she's on this call with us. So I'm going to bring you on, Latoya. So you're a nurse practitioner, but you're also a pro bodybuilder. So I would imagine like health and fitness is forefront for you. So tell us how you were introduced into the peptide world and what you currently take and the impact it's had on you.
Well, in bodybuilding, peptides are very popular. It's funny, I actually had ordered Sermorelin maybe a year or so ago, as a recommendation from another, well-known bodybuilder. I was doing a competition and I got it, and it was like super cryptic in these little powder vials. I was like, well, how, especially being a nurse practitioner, I'm like, well, how do I reconstitute this? How do I do it? And I never used it. I was afraid. So I just put it away. So that was kind of my first introduction to peptides, if you will. I recommend GLP a lot to my patients. I never really thought about using it myself until I started being more involved in LEMD and just listening to the education and perimenopause and microdosing and all the different benefits. And at the time, I was in a competition. I was on a prep for a competition and I was struggling like terribly. I was doing all the things and my weight, I just kept gaining and losing the same 10 pounds, and I was swelling. I was holding all this fluid. I wasn't quite sure. I'm a nurse practitioner, but I do not like to get my blood drawn. So I had not had blood work in a very long time, but I was desperate. So I went and got my blood done. I'm like, am I in renal failure? Like, what's going on? Nothing. I was perfectly fine. And I just couldn't figure out. So I had kind of given up on losing weight, enter LEMD. And I said, okay, I'm going to order for myself. And it was like such a breath of fresh air. The food noise that I had learned through bodybuilding just to suffer through and be tough and just deal with was gone. My swelling in my legs, all of a sudden, I had no fluid issues. It was gone, like done. I didn't notice because honestly, I've been trying to eat more food because I've been dieting for months. So I was really trying to give my body a break. And I just released 15 pounds very effortlessly. I can't remember how long. I think just like the first speaker, I definitely probably lost a little, maybe gained a little bit. But my food noise was better. I wasn't cheating. I'm a squirrel. I love nuts. I have like a whole cabinet full, well, not now, but I had a whole cabinet full of nuts that I would sometimes eat, but just torture myself by them and struggle not to eat them because I'm such a squirrel. And I wasn't eating them. I wasn't wanting to eat them. So I knew that it was something happening. I could tell the difference from the first injection. The food noise was like shut down. And so the weight, like I said, the weight started to release. So it's been amazing. I'm still, I've just been 15 pounds down. My body just really, it's like for the first time, I'm not in a competition. I'm not really worried about food. I'm just letting my body be how it needs to be. I went on a cruise this weekend and I'm telling you, every single cruise I have ever been on, I overeat because you're on a cruise. Why not? There's food everywhere. And I usually come back and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to get on the scale. So when I went on this cruise, I said, I'm going to eat, which I did. I enjoyed myself. And I was like, I'm not going to get on the scale for like a week when I get back. I have to get myself together. I cannot believe it. I was like floored when I got home because of course I had to get on the scale. And I was 179. And I just could not believe I just come off this cruise for 3 days of eating and enjoying all the things. And I did not gain any weight. It's just been amazing. I use semaglutide. And I also, after 4 weeks, I started NAD. I added that. because of the neurogenerative. I'm like, anything that's going to help kill bad cells in my body, I'm all for it. The energy is, I didn't notice it at first. I'm on month 2. And definitely, I did my injection this week, and I was like, I need to go to the gym like right now. I was just like buzzing around, and that's been awesome because I don't drink caffeine, so it's been great to have that. And I had bought some Morlin, and I was really excited about that in my growth. You know, I'm not really trying to lose weight, right? So I ordered that, but I had been saving it. And about 3 weeks ago, I went to the gym. I have back issues. You know, I have some injuries there. And I was silly and I hurt my back. Like literally about 10 minutes after I got to the gym, I was like, oh, we got to go home. I ordered prednisone for myself. I did all the things. And my friend George, who shared this company with me, he loves Sermorelin. And he's like, why are you not using your Sermorelin? Like that's regenerative. It helps with recovery. Like you have to get it and you have to do it. I literally crawled home and got to the bottom of my refrigerator, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take it. Guys, the next morning, I woke up and I did not have, I had called my chiropractor 911. I needed to get it immediately. By Monday, I felt like I didn't even need the chiropractor. I couldn't believe it. Like 2 days of Sermorelin, and my back felt so much better. So I'm excited about the growth and the muscle building with that. But that I'm floored. I was sold right after that. So I just can't say enough about all the peptides.
Oh, love it. And I love that it gave you the energy just to like, I want to go to the gym. Got to go to the gym. And
Oh,
then you went to the gym and you hurt yourself, but it's led you to discovering another benefit for you in one of the other
absolutely.
peptides.
Definitely. I speak very highly of Simmonds. It's amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that it really does help with the recovery. I can just see from the comments there, we've got somebody who just said they had a hysterectomy and it really helped them with the speeding up of the
Wow.
recovery time. So yeah, it's helping a lot of people. Well, thank you for sharing that. You know, that's an awesome story, you know,
Thank you.
how well it's working for you. So next up, I want to bring on Karli. Now, Karli is a dedicated wellness advocate. And just like everyone here, she's got a GLP-1 story. But first, I want to talk to Karli about one of our products that sometimes gets overlooked. Sometimes people don't like to talk about it. So we're going to put Karli on the spot, really, and just ask her a little bit about her PT-141 journey. So welcome, Karli. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why you started taking it, or what you're experiencing since you've been on it?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Karli. Yeah, so I started taking PT-141 mainly because I have 4 kids, and after having my kids, my libido just plummeted, sadly, and that happens to a lot of us. And I was really excited when I heard about this because I haven't really found anything that's helped me in this area. And I was really nervous. I'm not gonna lie. The whole day, I have the injection. There are two. There's an injection, and then there's also a nasal spray. And I have the injection, and I honestly was really nervous the whole first day that I decided to take it. I was like, what am I supposed to feel right now? Like, I didn't know when to expect you. They tell you to take it a few hours before you are sexually active. And then they say it will start to, you'll start to feel the effects. But I was so nervous about it. And then it eventually kicked in, I guess I could say. And it kind of just made me feel more youthful. I don't know how to, without being super descriptive in this. It was crazy. It kind of woke everything up in a way. And it was very, mild, I would say at first. Like I kind of didn't really want to believe like what I was feeling. I don't know if that's kind of strange to say, but as I kept taking it, I started to recognize when it was like starting to kick in. But it's awesome. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's for men and women. And so I feel really lucky that we have something like this that we can use.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I know some people get embarrassed about talking like that, but like Gary said, we are all adults here, and these are issues that people face every day, So Karli, talk to us a little bit now about your GLP-1 story as well, because that's kind of where it started for you, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm going to hurry and open my door for my dog so that she doesn't bark
Okay.
the whole time. So sorry about that. So yeah, my story really started with GLP-1, and it was my whole life I've had PCOS and insulin resistance, and I really didn't know how to lose the weight over a lot. Like my whole journey has just been me struggling. And I think a lot of us have that, especially after having kids. It was like it just would pack on, and then I couldn't lose the weight, and then it would pack on again. And it just was a lot of back to back that like I didn't feel like I could uh, manage that. So as I had heard about this, and I was really nervous that it wasn't going to work for me. And so when I finally just went for it, I was one of the people that happened to lose quickly. And I know it doesn't work like that for everyone, but I did lose fairly fast. I ended up losing 55 pounds in over the span of 5 months. And that was just on the regular schedule. I wasn't doing anything extraordinary. But I was very vigilant in my protein and in my water and keeping up with what, is recommended to make these peptides work better. And I am so lucky and grateful that I'm a success story because it's absolutely transformed my health all around.
Yeah. I hear these stories every day. I talk to people every day who are on these, and I love hearing these stories. But I'm going to ask, Karli, did you experience any side effects? Obviously, you said you lost quite quickly. So did you experience anything negative around it when you first started?
Yeah, I did. My first week, I had heard of the side effects, and at the time, there wasn't a lot out there. Like, I felt very alone. I couldn't find really a lot of information on it. So I kind of didn't know what to expect, but my first week, I didn't experience a whole lot. And then that second week, it got rough. And I think a lot of the main symptoms that I was experiencing were happening because I wasn't adjusting my lifestyle to accommodate the medication, which it's like it starts to feel like, oh, I have to suddenly go on a diet and add in these peptides. And it's not really that. It's more just adjusting your life to make them work better and more efficiently. So I had learned very quickly that the food I was eating was making me feel sick. The timing I was eating was also making me feel sick. So if I would eat too late, I would usually feel nauseous the next day. And there were a few times I would throw up the next morning because I had eaten a meal too late. So I quickly learned like, oh, I need to cut off my dinner time to an earlier time. And then as like the other weird side effects, I had like sulfur burps and I had weird things that were happening like that I didn't expect. And I think just as I was addressing those things and like I would add more water, I would add more vitamins, and things started to level out as soon as I started to shift.
Yeah, and that's really important because you experienced that, but now you know that you can help other people and kind of guide them through what not to do when
Yeah.
they first start taking it.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing is that a lot of people are scared to start because of the side effects, which in reality, that's just, and I don't want this to be like medically inaccurate. This is just my own way of viewing it, but I kind of look at it as a detox. Like our body is regulating down to a normal place. Our blood sugar, everything is getting regulated. And so most detoxes, you don't feel great. You kind of go through like a yucky phase. And the whole time while I was going through my side effects, I was just thinking, oh, my body's adjusting to get to my optimal state of where I'm going to feel my best. And it did. You get over this hump, and all of a sudden you feel so good, and you're like, wow, where did this energy come from? And it's just a great, like, all of a sudden you're like, it was all worth it. Like, I was able to get through those yucky days and I feel so much better. And then it just takes off. Once I started to lose my weight, I was way more confident and I felt like I was in a better place to go to the gym and work out more and actually start to see more progress in like the tone of my body rather than being so focused on losing the weight because it was already coming off. So then I was more focused on my health rather than just weight loss.
Yeah. Now I want to switch it back over to Gary quickly because speaking with Gary before, I know Gary, when you first started taking a GLP-1, you didn't actually experience any side effects, did you?
Not even a burp. Not even a
Nothing.
burp. Nope.
It's
I mean,
so different for everyone.
I never heard about the side effects thing anyway, because I never knew what a GLP-1 was, remember? I, I never even seen a commercial. I might have seen a Wegovy commercial subliminally. I just remember a lady running around in a dress. I had no idea what it was. So I heard nothing about this stuff, no side effects, no data. No data. I just know that I felt happy and grateful that the first day I went to the gym twice and I don't experience, haven't experienced any of those things. And I know everybody's story is different, but I guess I'm fortunate.
Yeah. And it is, everybody's body is different. Every single person who takes this. I mean, Latoya, I didn't ask you, but did you experience any side effects when you first started taking it? She's muted, aren't you, Latoya?
Um, as soon as I stopped talking, I was like, oh, I forgot to say what, the side effects. I really haven't had any side effects other than a little constipation. I was very regular before, and I definitely noticed that I have to kind of take something regularly now to make sure that I go, well. So, but again, I take something and I'm fine and I have no problems in that department. Also, I've noticed, I have shared this with a lot of friends. I haven't had many of my friends really complain of any side effects either, other than, yes, the constipation, that they have a little bit more issues with the constipation. Also, heartburn. I did notice that I do because I've never had heartburn before, and I've noticed that maybe I do, but I don't care. It's not enough to make me want to stop. It's not enough to make me want to stop. I've never had to take anything for it, so for me, yeah, I have a little bit of that. But if it doesn't make you, I don't need to take any Tums or antacids or anything like that. But I did notice that, and I've heard that that is sometimes can be because of the GLP.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see Honey, our CEO, she's there in the chat, and she said we're going to have something for that constipation coming out soon.
Oh, thank you. We cannot wait.
So I'm just going to bring it back to you, Karli. Obviously, Jennifer, you said you're now microdosing. Was that correct?
I'm going to be starting the microdosing on Sunday. So my next shot, yeah, I'm excited.
So Karli, now obviously you've lost your weight and things. Are you microdosing? Are you still on a tier going up, or how do you manage it now?
Yeah, so I originally started on semaglutide and I lost majority of my weight on that. And every now and then I would experience little pings of nausea. It wasn't an overwhelming like sickness, but I would just have like kind of like I would be uncomfortable. So there was a time when I had a little break and I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch to tirzepatide. I had been talking about it so much and all the benefits, I thought I might as well experience it. And so it truly is amazing. Like the switch from semaglutide to tirzepatide was like it just changed everything for me. I feel like switching to tirzepatide not only took away my side effects, but it did just give me, I feel like it gave me a little bit more mental clarity, which has been amazing. But I am microdosing that. I'm just taking a small microdose to just keep my body regular and, have all the benefits that come from the amazing tirzepatide.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm guessing you guys, once you all hit your weight, you're all planning on just microdosing and just continuing, because some people, they get to their goal weight and they're like, okay, I've done it. I'm just going to stop now. And the thing is, this is kind of a tool. If you haven't changed that lifestyle around it as well, there's nothing stopping you slipping back into those old habits. So having that microdose option just to steadily maintain Is that something all of you guys are going to do? Like Jennifer said, you're going to start microdosing. What about you,
Yeah.
Gary?
I'm going to Sermorelin. I'm going to
That's it.
Sermorelin,
Straight up
and I'm
switch to
staying.
Simmonds.
And staying with my glutathione.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm always
love
going to
it.
be on some type of peptide. I will never not have a life without peptides because I'm not going back. My body needs the assistance. If I could do it with willpower all this time, I would have already done it, you know? And I know my digestion is really easy all the time. And I really don't eat a lot of meat. And maybe that has something to do with it because meat kind of slows down your digestion anyway. And the medication slows down gastric emptying. So sometimes I guess if the food intake is sitting there too long, it could cause some nausea or whatever, but it's just not part of my regular meal plan. I will eat it, but mostly I'm plant-based most of the time. And when I tell you I haven't had a burp, I haven't even had a burp. I've been 5.5 months now with absolutely zero side effects.
Oh, well, this has been a great call. Just seeing how well the peptides, it's taking the world by storm. Let's face it, there's so many people who are open to trying these now. There's so many studies around them all. So, guys, if you're on this call, if you're not part of LEMD already, or if you're just here just to explore some of the products, really do a deep dive on some of the benefits that come with them. You can see how well we've got 4 people on this call, all taking different things, and they're all having different experiences. So it's finding that right thing for you. So definitely do some research in it. Talk to the people who brought you on to this call about what they're taking, what it's doing for them. Ask them to hear some other stories and just listen about what is happening to people's bodies when they're taking this stuff, because it's phenomenal. It really is. So I just want to thank you guys for all coming to this call today. I want to thank you, Gary and Jennifer and Karli and Latoya, for coming on and sharing your story and just being a part of this big movement that's happening.
Of course.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you for having us.
We loved it. Thank you all so much. And that's
Thank
the end, guys. So next week we will be back with another educational series. So if you want to learn more about the peptides, come and jump on next week. So take care, everyone.